this is Geoff from Final Boss Fight. We are here at PC Gamer Weekender, and I am here with
Gino Paolo from DestinyBit.
Nice to meet you, and we're here to talk to you about your new game, Empires Apart.
Yeah, Empires Apart is an old school strategy games inspired by, the classics like Empire Earth, like Stronghold and stuff like that, but brought to the modern age. So we took what was very good about those kind of games and we brought it to the modern age and innovate and make the game better when it made sense. So for example, a better UI, civilizations that are 100% unique, a more streamlined online experience and all of that. And this game is coming out very, very soon. It's coming out March 29th. We've had a lot of people over here play, and it's very cool to see both very experienced RTS players coming down and sitting and playing, as well as new people that never touched an RTS or that even played like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they just feel right at home.
You mentioned that different factions that feel completely unique. Can you expand on that a bit? What can the different factions do?
Absolutely. So the game is set in medieval times. And we have 6 civilizations: the Aztecs, the Mongols, the Chinese, Byzantines, French, and Arabs. And each one is different, and it's historically flavorful, but also plays very differently. So, for example, the Aztecs can capture prisoners and sacrifice them. The Chinese have flamethrowers, and I don't think I have to say anything else.
I think John's already hooked on that flamethrowers.
Yeah. French have cavalry that charges. Byzantines have a unique way of using infantry and cavalry in an interesting way. Arabs have assassins. So every civilization is 100% unique, not only in how they look, the architecture and the units, but in the way they play. So that's the real meat of the game. It's like sitting down and trying to figure out what is the best way of playing every civilization.
It sounds very in-depth. I like the graphic style as well. It's very cartoony, very polygony.
Thank you.
Did you not try? You say you obviously didn't go for a more realistic look. You just wanted a more playful look, a more fun look.
It was actually a very conscious decision. A lot of people asked us, why didn't you make it realistic? But the thing is that when you play these games, you need to know always what's going on. So if I had to make this game in a realistic way, buildings would be 4 times the size they are now, and units would look like this.
Yes.
And they would be very detailed and wouldn't be able to tell what's going on. So what we did was take reality and sort of transform it into a little bit of hyper reality and make everything as readable as possible. So if you look at an Aztec warrior, he has a mace that is ridiculously sized, but from very far away you can see, oh, that's an eagle warrior, I should probably be careful because he's coming my way.
Very good, yes. Also, is there a single player experience, a single player campaign, or is it mainly multiplayer? Where's the meat of the game lie in that sense?
The game doesn't have a single player campaign yet. It's something that might come down in the future, but it still has a very sizable single player experience with skirmish. You can play with up to 7 other opponents. You can play survival, which is a single player mode where during the day you collect resources and during the night you have waves of enemies that attack you. You have challenges that are sort of puzzly ways, puzzly missions to solve. And then you obviously have the multiplayer component. That is sort of the protagonist. We really focus on multiplayer. You can play competitively online, you can play with your friends, you can play co-op against the AI. So there's a lot that you can do. We really worked with competitive players to give them a game that they wanted, but at the same time, people that just want to experience the single-player skirmish kind of play for hours, build your base, and just wreck your AI opponents' enemies, there's still something for them as well.
And is this a franchise that you see expanding in the future, or?
Oh boy.
Do you have plans? I take it you do.
Oh boy, I have dreams. So let's put it that way. We plan to support it post-release. We would like to support it as much as possible post-release. We only have 6 civilizations, but we really had to fight over them because there's so much history just in that 1,000 years periods of time that could go into the game. We would like to add, more civilizations, more heroes and stuff like that. And who knows about the future, but we can hope.
Yes, thank you very much for speaking to us.
No problem. Thank you very much.